The world doesn't care about your intentions. It doesn't care about your good heart, your noble desires, or how hard you've worked. It only cares about results. What you do, what you can take, what you can carve out of this cold, indifferent world. Your betrayals, failures, and setbacks, they'll come because they always do. It's not a question of if. It's a question of when and how you'll respond to them. That's where the real power lies. What matters isn't how many times you get knocked down, but how you stand up after each blow. In this video, I'm going to break down 8 essential lessons that will make you smarter, sharper, and more capable of navigating this chaotic world. These aren't just abstract ideas taken from the pages of history. These are timeless principles that still work today, just as well as they did when Machiavelli first laid them down. These lessons are not easy to stomach, but they are necessary for anyone who wants to play the game, not just survive it. If you're ready to shed the illusions of fairness, loyalty, and kindness that the world has tried to sell you, then let's unlock these truths together. What we're about to dive into will separate the amateurs from the masters. Lesson 1. Embrace the cold logic of realism. The first truth you need to accept is that the world doesn't run on idealism or fairness. It never has, and it never will. People act out of their own self-interest. They act to protect themselves, to grow their own power, to secure their own futures. And they won't hesitate to step on you if it serves their purpose. If you're still holding on to the belief that things should be fair, that people should play by the same rules, you're already at a disadvantage. Machiavelli wasn't the first to recognize this. He just said it out loud, and he wasn't afraid to speak it plainly. He understood that life is a game of survival. And in this game, idealism is a weakness. If you want to be unstoppable, if you want to outmaneuver those who would use you, manipulate you, or eliminate you, you need to accept that the world is a brutal, cutthroat place. Stop expecting loyalty where it doesn't exist. Stop looking for fairness where it's irrelevant. Real power isn't about how good it feels. It's about what you're willing to do to get what you want, regardless of the emotional cost. You'll face betrayal, rejection, even failure, and it'll hurt. But what will matter is your response. The moment you decide that your goals are more important than your emotional reactions, you take the first step toward mastering this world. The world won't care if you feel bad about being betrayed. It only cares whether you bounce back, whether you take what you want despite the setbacks. Realism doesn't mean becoming cold-hearted. It means learning to act according to the facts, not the fantasies. You learn to accept the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. And once you do, you'll start to see the opportunities where others see only obstacles. This is the first essential lesson. Embrace the cold logic of realism. Lesson 2. The power of perception. Your reputation is everything. It's the weapon you wield before anyone even knows you're armed. People will judge you based on how they perceive you, and perception can either make or break you. The truth is, you don't get to control what others think of you, but you can control what they see. Machiavelli knew this when he said, "It is not titles that honor men, but men that honor titles." The world doesn't care about your name, your rank, or your position. It only cares about what kind of force you project. The moment you step into a room, your image is already shaping the way people react to you. This is why perception is so powerful. It's the first line of defense and the foundation of influence. You may not be able to control every circumstance, but you can control the narrative. Whether you're seen as a genius, a predator, or a benevolent leader, your reputation precedes you and follows you. That perception can either open doors or close them. It can intimidate, inspire, or undermine. Don't waste your time worrying about titles, accolades, or how nice you come across. People are not impressed by your words. They're impressed by your actions, your confidence, and your ability to make things happen. If you let others see you as unpredictable, as ruthless, or as brilliant, then that's the image they'll carry with them, and it works in your favor. Keep people guessing. Keep them on edge, uncertain of your next move. Keep them respecting you, because respect is earned, and it's built on a foundation of actions, not promises. Perception isn't just about looking strong. It's about making others believe that you are strong. Your reputation is an invisible but powerful force that you can manipulate to your advantage. When people fear or admire you from the outside, it's easier to control them from the inside. Your reputation creates momentum. It makes things happen for you before you even lift a finger. So, craft it carefully, maintain it ruthlessly, and never let it slip. Perception is your armor, and it's your most valuable asset. Lesson 3. Use your enemies to strengthen you. Enemies are inevitable. The stronger you get, the more likely you are to attract those who will try to take you down. But here's the thing. Your enemies can make you stronger, not weaker. Machiavelli didn't teach that you should fear your rivals. He taught that you should use them. The greatest opportunities often lie in the weaknesses of those who oppose you. Conflict is not something to avoid. It's something to embrace, because it forces you to evolve. Every time someone challenges you, you have the chance to learn. Every time someone tries to take you down, you have the chance to rise higher than you were before. The reason your enemies can be so valuable is because of the friction they create. Conflict forces you to innovate, to adapt, to refine your strategy. It exposes your vulnerabilities and the areas where you're weak. If you're smart, you'll fix them. You'll become sharper, more strategic, and harder to defeat. Don't shy away from enemies. Study them. Understand their moves, their mistakes, their strengths, and their failures. If you can turn that knowledge into your own advantage, you've already won half the battle. But there's more. Never let an enemy walk away unscathed if you have the power to eliminate them completely. When you crush an opponent, do it in a way that leaves no trace. If you leave loose ends, if you leave any sign of weakness, those threads will come back to haunt you. Make sure there's no chance for them to regroup and attack again. The moment they realize that crossing you has consequences that can never be undone, that's when you solidify your dominance. This is not about revenge. It's about mastery. It's about turning every challenge, every opponent, into a tool for your own growth. The smartest people in history didn't shy away from their enemies. They made their enemies serve them. When you understand this, you stop seeing threats as obstacles and start seeing them as opportunities for further growth. Every enemy becomes a teacher. Every conflict becomes a chance to refine your game. And the next time someone tries to challenge you, you'll be stronger, smarter, and ready to take their power and turn it into your own. Lesson 4. Strategic detachment. Emotions are your enemy. If you want to make clear-headed decisions and act in your best interest, you cannot afford to be ruled by them. Emotions cloud judgment. They make you reactive instead of strategic. When you act out of anger, revenge, or desperation, you make mistakes, big ones. To become truly powerful, you must detach yourself from your feelings. The ability to make decisions without being swayed by fleeting emotions is what separates the successful from the deluded. Machiavelli was clear about this. Those who let their emotions dictate their actions are doomed to fail. When you're wrapped up in emotional turmoil, whether it's rage, fear, or even pride, you're not thinking about the bigger picture. You're acting on impulse, and that's when your enemies will get the best of you. Leaders, the ones who truly control their destiny, are able to remain calm while everyone else is losing their heads. This isn't cold-heartedness, it's clear thinking. It's the ability to maintain focus while others are distracted by the noise around them. When you detach from the drama of life, You free yourself from the chaos that keeps most people stuck in their emotional traps. You'll make more rational choices. You'll be able to look at a situation with cold precision and determine what needs to be done, not based on how it makes you feel, but on what gets you closer to your goal. Think long-term. Don't get caught up in short-term emotional victories. A quick win might feel good in the moment, but it's the long-term strategy that determines whether you stay in the game or burn out. Strategic detachment means you act with purpose, not with passion. You keep your emotions in check because that's how you can think clearly. In a world where most people are controlled by their impulses, your ability to remain detached will be your greatest strength. When everyone else is reacting emotionally, you'll be the one making calculated moves, staying 3 steps ahead. That's the true power of detachment, being able to think clearly, not just in the calm, but especially when everything around you is falling apart. Lesson 5. Master the art of timing. Timing is everything. The difference between a genius move and a catastrophic failure is knowing when to act. It's not just about what you do, but when you do it. Machiavelli understood this principle deeply. A brilliant idea executed at the wrong moment is still a mistake. The truly strategic know that patience is as powerful as action. They understand that sometimes the smartest decision is to wait, to hold your ground until the moment is right. Too many people rush in, acting impulsively, thinking that speed equals success. But rushing only leads to mistakes. It's the same reason why gamblers go broke. They don't know when to quit. But the real strategist is patient. They wait for the right opportunity, for the right opening, and then they strike with precision. Knowing when to act, when to step back, and when to bide your time is what separates those who get by from those who dominate. Think of timing like setting a trap. The longer you wait, the more advantageous the situation becomes. The more your enemies expose their weaknesses. The more your rivals overestimate their own strength. When you wait, you let the chaos play out in a way that benefits you. You watch, you study, and you position yourself for the right moment to make your move. This isn't about hesitation. It's about discipline. Timing is not passive. It requires intense observation, a deep understanding of people and situations, and a high level of self-control. You're not just reacting to events. You're waiting for them to unfold in a way that works to your advantage. And when that moment comes, you strike decisively. Timing allows you to turn the tables in your favor. It amplifies the impact of every action, making it more than just a move. It becomes a turning point. So, practice patience. Don't act because you can. Act because the time is right, and when it is, you'll hit harder than anyone expects. Lesson 6. The strength in adaptability. Adaptability is the secret weapon of the ruthless. Flexibility isn't a sign of weakness, it's survival. The world you live in is unpredictable, and rigid plans are doomed to fail. Those who can't adjust to changing circumstances are left behind, like broken ships stuck on the rocks. But those who can pivot, who can bend with the wind and adjust to whatever comes their way, they're the ones who thrive. Machiavelli understood this, and it's why he urged his followers to stay fluid in their approach to power. You cannot control everything. The moment you think you can, you've already lost. The smartest people in history didn't cling to a single plan or vision. They were adaptable, always ready to change their strategy when the situation called for it. When faced with obstacles, they didn't falter. They didn't hesitate. They pivoted. They found a new route. The world changes constantly, and if you hold on too tightly to your old ways of doing things, you'll miss out on the opportunities that are right in front of you. This is not just about reacting to change. It's about anticipating it. It's about being so adaptable that the changing tides of the world don't threaten you. They empower you. You can't plan for everything, but you can build the resilience to handle whatever life throws at you. Think of yourself as water, as Bruce Lee once said. able to flow into whatever shape the situation requires. Flexibility means you're never cornered, never stuck in a dead end. It means you're always able to find your way around whatever roadblock stands in front of you. Adaptability also means shedding the ego. Many people fail because they are too proud to change. They cling to their initial plans and refuse to adjust, even when the world is telling them they need to. They suffer from the delusion that change is weakness. But change is strength. The ability to let go of a failed strategy and shift gears is what will keep you ahead. Don't get attached to your ideas. Don't get attached to a particular outcome. Be willing to adapt, to grow, and to evolve. Because in a world this chaotic, it's those who can adapt who win. You want to survive? You want to succeed? Then you must learn to be as adaptable as the world around you. Lesson 7. The power, fear, and respect. In the world of power, respect is earned, but fear is often cultivated. Don't make the mistake of thinking that being loved is enough. Love, admiration, loyalty, they're all fleeting, fragile things. The people who are closest to you can turn on you in an instant, the moment it benefits them. Fear, however, is a different beast. It's not about cruelty. It's about making people understand the consequences of crossing you. It's about creating an aura of certainty where others know that if they challenge you, there will be no mercy. Machiavelli didn't sugarcoat the truth. He knew that sometimes being feared was far more useful than being loved. Fear isn't about terror or brutality. It's about commanding an undeniable presence. It's about ensuring that people understand that you are a force, not to be reckoned with. When you instill fear in others, you control the way they act around you. They know that there are real, tangible consequences to betraying you or going against you. This fear doesn't make you a villain. It makes you someone who operates from a position of power. But there's a fine balance between fear and respect. Too much fear can lead to resentment. Too much respect can lead to complacency. What you want is a mix of both. You want people to fear the consequences of crossing you, but you also want them to respect your abilities, your intelligence, your leadership. Fear makes them cautious, but respect makes them loyal. Without respect, fear will eventually crumble. Without fear, respect is hollow and weak. Mastering the balance between the two is how you solidify your power. When you become someone others fear and respect, you eliminate the chance of being undermined. People will second-guess their every move around you. They'll think twice before challenging you, and they'll be more likely to fall in line, to work with you, or at the very least, to leave you alone. Fear sharpens their awareness. Respect sharpens their loyalty. Together, they form a foundation of power that makes you untouchable. You don't need to be universally liked. You don't need to win everyone over. What you need is to be undeniable. People don't have to love you, but they have to know not to mess with you. That's how you carve out your space at the top. That's how you protect what's yours and ensure that no one dares take it from you. In the end, the true power lies in the mixture of both fear and respect, knowing when to wield each and understanding that one reinforces the other. Lesson 8. Always be in control of your own destiny. The ultimate form of power is mastery over your own fate. You cannot let circumstances dictate your path. Life will throw every obstacle, every challenge, and every setback your way. You will be tested, and you will fail. But if you want to rise above it all, you have to stay in control. Machiavelli's teachings are clear on this. Self-mastery is the foundation of true freedom. To be the architect of your own future, you must command every aspect of yourself, your emotions, your decisions, your responses, and your choices. Everything must align with your ultimate objective. Those who let others or the world around them control their choices are prisoners. They may seem free, but they're slaves to circumstances. They let fear, doubt, and external pressure shape their actions. And once you let that happen, it's game over. When you relinquish control, you lose your power. You become at the mercy of the whims of others, of fate, or of bad luck. But true power comes from within. It's the ability to move through the world with certainty, even when everything around you is chaotic. No matter the pressure you face, you must always maintain control over your mind and actions. Every moment of doubt, every moment of emotional reaction, is a moment when you lose ground. You must remain steady, focused, and unwavering in your resolve. When others crumble under pressure, you must be the one who holds firm. Your ability to control yourself, to respond with clarity and purpose, will define your success. If you want to create your own destiny, you must never allow anyone or anything to take control of it. That means not letting your emotions lead you astray. It means not letting failure or disappointment derail you. It means never blaming circumstances or other people for your situation. Control is about taking responsibility, full responsibility, for where you are and where you're going. If you let anyone else have even an inch of control over your life, they'll take miles. So when you're facing challenges, when things aren't going your way, remember, control over your destiny is the only true freedom you'll ever have. Don't let anyone else steer your ship. Don't let anyone or anything dictate your next move. Be the master of your fate, not the servant of circumstance. That's the final lesson you must absorb. The most powerful person in any room is the one who is in full command of their own destiny, no matter what happens. And that power, once achieved, is unstoppable. The lessons of Machiavelli are not about becoming a villain or succumbing to ruthlessness for its own sake. They're about becoming smarter, sharper, and more capable in a world that doesn't play by your rules. These aren't just abstract ideas for some distant, ancient past. These are timeless principles that, when applied correctly, will ensure you can navigate the chaos of today's world. The world doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't care about your struggles or your good intentions. What matters is your ability to rise above the noise, the setbacks, the betrayals, and the chaos. What matters is your ability to act, to apply these principles with cold precision and turn every obstacle into an opportunity, every failure into a lesson, and every rival into a stepping stone. You must learn to embrace the harsh realities of the world, not as a victim, but as a strategist, as someone who recognizes that life is a battleground, not a playground. Now think about these 8 lessons. Which one strikes you the most? Which one hits hardest and makes you feel like you've been blind to it until now? That's the one you need to focus on. Pick it, own it, make it your weapon. Give yourself the next 7 days to immerse yourself in that lesson, to apply it in your life and see how your perspective shifts. Watch how your behavior changes, how your interactions with others begin to evolve. You'll start to see how much power you've been leaving on the table. The world isn't kind, it's not fair, and it doesn't give a damn about your intentions. It's a ruthless place, and the question you need to ask yourself is simple. Will you be a spectator, standing by and watching as others take what they want? Or will you be a strategist, carving out your own power and forcing the world to bend to your will? There's no middle ground here. Make your choice.